So we have a surprise speaker among us today before I announce the other program. And you've probably seen him on Today's Show, on Fox, on Business Channel, on CNN, on BBC, for next maybe about 10 minutes as a Clint author, best-selling author of What They Teach You at Wharton Business School. We might pick up a few ideas here. Give a warm welcome to Clint author.
When I was on the Today Show, Brooke Shields interviewed me, and she said, "You talk about how you have to be comfortable getting out of your comfort zone." And I said, "That's right, life begins where your comfort zone ends." And she said, "That sounds scary." And I said, "Yeah, when it's scary is when it's great. And I want you to know that I'm very out of my comfort zone right now." Because let's call out the elephant in the room, right? I'm the only man in this room who's not a doctor, right? You're you're a doctor also? You're not a doctor, okay. All right, well, I feel better now. Okay, thank you. It's great to be among so many educated people. I really dedicate my life to education. I meet lots of people and I get to speak at lots of colleges. What I'm going to share with you tonight, I spoke about it at several events for the Entrepreneurship Club of Harvard Business School. One time, the most interesting man in the world was there from the Dos Equis beer commercials. You know that guy? Yeah? I said, "What's the most important thing you ever learned?" He said, "Stay thirsty, my friend." That's what he said. That's what he said. That's a very good philosophy for life. You have to stay thirsty. You have to be thirsty for more knowledge, for more. That's for more beer. Yes. Get the man a beer. He needs a beer. Who's got a ticket? Who's got a drink ticket? Then I spoke about this. I spoke about this at West Point Military Academy. And I'm so honored to be able to tell you this today because one of the other speakers at West Point with me was Buzz Aldrin, who was on his way to the moon 50 years ago today. And I said, "Buzz, what's your advice?" I hadn't come up with my good question yet. My question that I love to ask is, what's the most important thing you ever learned? I said, what's your advice for people who want to be better speakers? Are there any people here who are speakers? Anybody here who's a speaker? Everybody's a speaker? I don't know. What do I know? I don't know. I don't know anything. That's what I said. 2 drinks and everybody's a speaker, he said. I said, "Buzz Aldrin, what's your advice for people who want to be better speakers?" And Buzz Aldrin says, "Hire better writers." That's exactly what he said. I've shared this message all over the place. And recently I had the privilege to ask my question to Snoop Dogg. Any Snoop fans in the room? Yes? She's a Snoop fan right there. She's bopping her head. He's a Snoop fan right there. Good, good. I said, "Snoop, you're a Trump fan." Okay. A lot of Trump fans in the room. Good, good. He went to my same school, Wharton Business School. Yeah. I said, "Snoop, what's the most important thing you ever learned?" He said, "Life's too short to smoke cheap weed." That's good philosophy. It's good philosophy. Now, I stopped smoking weed in 2009. And I quit drinking, and then the day after I went on the Today Show, I stopped drinking alcohol. So I've been clean and sober since 5 years now. Plus, thank you. But if I was smoking weed, I would be smoking good weed, that's for sure. Especially in California, yes. Believe me, I smoked a lot of it when I was here. Yes. I had the privilege to meet Caitlyn Jenner. You know Bruce Jenner, Caitlyn Jenner, right? The biggest hands I've ever seen on a woman, I swear to God. I said, Caitlyn, what's the most important thing you ever learned? This was really interesting. She said, stay humble. Yeah?
Yes.
How many gold medals did Bruce Jenner win in the Olympics? How many episodes of Keeping Up with the Kardashians was Bruce Jenner on? And the number one thing he said, the most important thing he ever learned, stay humble. I think that's beautiful. Then I asked Mike Tyson. I said, Mike Tyson, champ, what's the most important thing you ever learned? He said, stay humble. I swear to God, the champ, he said stay humble too. You see, I help people, I help experts. My job is I help experts to become quote-unquote celebrities in the eyes of their customers and the prospects. Celebrities. And people think that that's about ego. It's not about ego. It's about having an impact in the world. It's about having influence in the world. A lot of my clients are very down-to-earth people, quiet, humble. And, you know, when I hear this kind of thing from big superstars like Mike Tyson and Caitlyn Jenner, it really makes me keep in mind that the work I do is about helping people. Because you can be the best doctor in the world, but if people don't know about you, you can't help them. Some quack down the street is going to get their clutches on you. Like one of my clients, oh my goodness, we hosted an event at the Harvard Club in Boston just a couple weeks ago. Mr. Ziani and his wife were there.
Thank you.
He's the one who told me about this event, and that's why I came here. He said, oh, you must come. These are the best doctors, the nicest people. You have to come to them. So here I am. Thank you. So this one doctor, her name is Marisol, Dr. Marisol. She was treating her mother for cancer holistically. And then her mother lost faith and went and had chemotherapy and was dead in 6 months. She was doing fine. But some other doctor got a hold of her and talked her into something that put her in her grave. And that's why when I work with people like you, when I work with doctors, and I work with a lot of doctors, it's so important that your message gets out there because you guys are saving lives. And that's sometimes ruining. Get this man another beer. He's a very good speaker. Yeah, no, okay. Who else? I got to ask Mick Jagger. Any Rolling Stones fans in the room? Only one or two? I got to ask Mick Jagger. Here he is. Excuse my back. Everybody got one of these magazines in your orange bag. This is my magazine, okay? So you can see about what I'm talking about. I said, Sir Mick, what's the most important thing you ever learned? He said, you can't always get what you want, but if you try, sometimes you might find you get what you need. Now, he's just reciting a lyric from a song. But who cares? It's Mick Jagger, you know? Yeah, but that's another good philosophy. You know, I know a lot of you didn't come here wanting to meet celebrities or get photos with celebrities, but, you know, I specialize in getting the message out. And if you want to get your message out, especially in the United States or North America, I know there's Canadians in here, celebrities, people are, you know, like it or not, celebrities are what people are interested in. And there's a lot of reasons why. And what I found is the easiest, fastest, most fun way to raise your status in the eyes of customers and prospects, to have people think that you're a better doctor, is for you to have pictures with major celebrities. I'm not the major celebrity. I'm nobody. I'm nobody. You may be. See, I hire major celebrities. So I had Suzanne Summers this year. Okay, I love her. A lot of people love her. Next year I have Dr. Oz. Any Dr. Oz fans in the room? Yeah. Next year I'm going to make it possible for people to live the dream in the land of Oz and to get pictures with Dr. Oz. And then you can tell stories about what you learned from Dr. Oz. Just the way, what have I been doing here? I've been telling stories about what I learned from people. Now, I want to tell you one last story, and we're going to wrap it up. When I was at the Wharton Business School, the most important thing I ever learned in any class was from this professor named Digby Baltzell. He was retiring when I was graduating. Has anybody heard the word WASP, White Anglo-Saxon Protestant? He invented that. Can you imagine somebody invented something like that? He invented that in his book, Social Stratification in America. So on the last day of the last class, there was Digby Baltzell. A lot of white hair, bow tie, tweed jacket with patches on the elbows, classic. And he goes, do you want to know how to know if you've lived a successful life? And I'm like, yeah, I want to know. He goes, if by the time you die, you have one true friend, then you have lived a successful life. It's beautiful, right? And I look around, you know, people think that I'm a happy guy. And I think I'm a pretty happy guy. But you guys are so freaking happy, I can't even believe it. You're so happy to see each other. I've never seen people so happy to see each other at a conference before in my whole entire life. It's an amazing thing. Yeah. I think you guys are doing great. And you're all leading very successful lives because it seems like you have a lot of true friends, and I congratulate all of you for that. Thank you very much for your attention. I hope you had fun. I will be here all weekend. I look forward to meeting you and hopefully making your dreams come true in the land of Oz. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Clint. Great job there. And so thank you, Clint, and good message. And you said you are clean for the last 5 years, no alcohol, no marijuana. I think you had something today.